In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Stars and stripes. A revolution needs a war, and this war needs a revolutionary prize.
Hey guys, Roger here with Snaptrap Survive. How's it going? I've been watching something and I want to know if you guys are aware of this as well. This is about the magnetic pole shift. A lot of people have been talking about it in the last day here, and it's to me it's kind of scary. And I wonder, are we going into this magnetic full pole shift that everybody talks about? Now, I know I kind of sound like one of these off-the-wall preppers. When I say off-the-wall prepper, these people have got this misconception that some of us are way out in the left field when we're waking up, we're seeing what's going on, not only with our government, but we're seeing what's going on with our environment as well. And that's the problems that the natural order of things presents, and the problems that we, man, have created. But this magnetic pole shift, I'm looking at a lot of articles on it right now, and what tells me that the government and the scientific community is keeping a lot of stuff hidden is the answer that came from a gentleman by the name of Paul Perrialt, marketing manager for University and Government Research Programs. Marketing manager, he's not going to tell the truth. And he goes into explaining the magnetic poles and how the physical location, and we all know the physical location is where they're supposed to be. The magnetic location is what's changing. So what kind of effects is that going to have on the Earth? And when we talk about pole shifts, people talk about the actual Earth. Some people think the actual Earth will flip. Some people say it's the magnetic poles that will change. And either way, you're going to ask the question, what kind of changes is it going to cause? And they go on here to explain that the magnetic poles, the north magnetic pole is hundreds of miles from where it should be, and it's continuing, and it's moved so fast in these last couple of years, and recently in just the last couple of months, that they're having to force an emergency update for all of their equipment. And this goes on here. I'm going to read this for you. The North Magnetic Pole's rapid and inexorable shift requires the early release of a new model of the Earth's magnetic field for military and civilian navigation around the Arctic. The partial federal government shutdown will delay this release from January 15th until at least January 30, despite the U.S. military's request for the update ahead of schedule. Now, when it's such a serious event that the United States military is updating their equipment, their model, we have a problem. We have a problem that they're not telling us about. And I think all of our followers here are very familiar with how the government fails to tell you things, and the powers to be within the government fails to tell you things. Take a look at Mr. Hemming's book, 4 Seconds Until Impact. Those of you who have ordered it, and it's for those of you who don't know about it, 4 Seconds Until Impact is a book that Bruce has written covering hundreds of animal attacks, and he goes into detail as to why, but we'll do a little more on that later. But for those of you who have read it, you know that they will lie to you. And I wonder how much are they not telling us now? When you have a magnetic pole change that is so significant that you have to push out an early model, a change, you have to push it out now. They're pushing for it now. Not tomorrow, Mr. President, now. So you have to ask yourself, what kind of changes is this going to cause in our environment? What kind of disasters could be looming? If any. There may not be any. Then again, we could wake up in the morning and find that Yellowstone National Park has been blown from its current location to our backyard here in Tennessee. So, I want to know from you, our followers, what do you think? Do a little bit of research, look it up on the internet, find out about this magnetic pole shift, and you let us know what you think could possibly be coming. And I want to ask you the question, if something does become of this, if we do start seeing major changes in our weather patterns, major changes in volcanic activity, earthquakes, if it does happen, are you prepared? And I'm going to go over some of the earthquake activity details in a future podcast. But the most important one now, I think, that we're facing is this magnetic change. How it's going to affect everything within our environment. And the question, again, are you ready? And if you're not ready, if you're a new subscriber, a new follower of Snare Trap Survive and Hemming Outdoors, I suggest you jump over to our website, get familiar with it, look at some of the survival gear that we've got. Snare Trap Survive is exactly what it says. It's about learning to snare, trap, and survive, because if something happens, the government is not going to come to your rescue with hamburgers and hot dogs. You're going to have to learn how to snare, trap, and survive. And with the government shutdown looming, we may have to learn how to do that anyway. So if you're not up to speed on those skills, get in touch with us and we'll help you out. Website is snare-trap-survive.com. Jump over, check us out, follow us on social media, Facebook, YouTube, and all those good things. My name is Roger. Thank you for listening, and we'll get back with you guys on another update in the near future. Keep watching. Let me know what you think about this crazy pole shift.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.